All righty. Good evening, everybody. Hello, everybody. So when I'm on with my girl, I already warned you in social media that we was going live tonight. So when the two of us get together, it's pretty serious. It's just a wonderful conversation. Fortunately, it's wonderful to be on with Vanessa Collins. She's busy. We're all busy, but it's always a great thing when we jump on together. And so, for those of you who might have found us through a share or somebody that said you might be interested in it and you don't really know who I am, I'm Dr. Julia Royston. I own BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, the Book Business Boss, consulting for the Kingdom Ministries and BK Royston Foundation. So I don't do many things, just enjoying my best life. But I'm on today with my good friend, and I want her to introduce herself, and then we're going to jump right in. We're going to have a conversation. If you have any questions, of course, you can always jump right into as well, and ask anything you need, especially if we're going to be talking about business tonight. We're getting down to business. Then we'll do a short, as they say, church announcement. No, we'll do a short announcements, and then we'll move on into some topics that I think are really important and really essential. And if you have some, put them in the comments and we'll talk about it. Vanessa, take it away.
Well, my name is Vanessa Collins. I am a publishing coach and business automation strategist, and I help aspiring authors and entrepreneurs use digital marketing strategies to grow their online businesses. So, the things we are going to talk about tonight, if you listen to them, and I shouldn't say just listen, you got to do more than listen. But if you listen and if you just implement one or two of the tips that we're going to share tonight, it is going to help you grow your online business.
Oh, well, that was a boulder. I don't know, I don't know about you, but uh, we need to get our contact information and be sure to have that down, whether it's old school with a pencil and paper or whether it's new school with your phone. Follow Vanessa Collins, LLC.com, visit her website, or go ahead and schedule a conversation, talkwithbrand.com. I am the same way, talkwithroyston.com. JuliaAKRoyston.com is where you can meet me, see everything I have to offer, and see if we're a good fit and a good match. So before we jump in, we have been participating with it's less than a year old, but the Indiana Black Expo Jeff chapter, which is in Southern Indiana. But you know how Kentucky and Indiana, everything's all kind of connected. If you can get there in a car in less than an hour, you can be a part of what we're doing. So it is an organization that's driven by entrepreneurs and business owners. But what I want you to really do first off is go to the website and blackexpojeff.org, and we're co-hosting, we're a committee together, but many entrepreneurs are going to be there. It's going to be a wonderful thing. On August 23rd, 9:30 a.m. to 5. It's a whole day. So get a babysitter, whoever you need to get.
We outside.
Yeah, we outside. So you need to get a babysitter or whatever needs to happen so that you can focus on your business and focus on whether it's still an idea. Even with books, I say from idea to Amazon, but from Amazon, from idea on beyond Amazon and everything else to the world. So August 23rd, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Early bird has been eliminated, but at this price point, jump on in. It's a no-brainer.
Lunch is included. It's just
$35.
$35. And listen, I'm going to tell you, Julia's presentation would be worth the price of admission. My presentation would be worth the price of admission.
Absolutely.
Ian's presentation would be worth the price of admission. Chanel's presentation would be worth the price of admission. And even our panel discussion would be worth the price of admission.
Absolutely.
So, listen, this is going to be the best $35 that you can write off as a business expense.
Hello.
that you will spend.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just she didn't say what the topic of the panel was, but it's a financial money panel. So therefore
Absolutely.
you can be up close and personal and actually ask the questions in a safe environment where we're all wanting to know money questions and money answers and money solutions. They're there. You didn't have to go hunt them down, try to get an email. They're going to be in the room, as well as, of course, you'll be able to network with all kinds of entrepreneurs. It's a no brainer. BlackExpoJeff.org, August 23rd, 9:30 a.m. Mark your calendars. Go to bed early on Friday and be up with your pen and paper in hand and be ready for phenomenal. There'll be vendors and all kinds of stuff there and information, as well as the ability to get some of your questions answered. All right. So with that being said, um, I really kind of want to kind of start at the beginning. So whether you're wanting to start a business or you thought about, good evening, welcome, 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 love. You're starting a business or what, even before that. I think where I'm going to start is the yes or the no. Now, I don't know about Vanessa. I'll tell a bit about my story. When I started, I sang. That's how Vanessa and I met. Um, uh, Besides music and God, we probably would have never met. It would just been like, oh, she lives in Chicago. Oh, okay. I would have seen her online. It'd been a fun thing, but never would have been in person with her. But God, divine assignment and arrangement and all that good stuff. So when I started in music, I was all about it. I've been singing since I was 8 years old. But when I transitioned to God said in 2007, it's time to put your first book together. That was just a yes for me. He didn't tell me straight off the bat. Now you're gonna publish other people and all this gonna happen and up. He just said one book. And so therefore, from the first book, I said no for about 2 years, even though I was out and here's my book and oh girl, do you do that for me? Oh no, child, I don't do that for you. Oh no, I don't. I'm about singing. I'm about stage. I'm about writing my next song. But lo and behold, I had you never know when you're walking on this journey where you're gonna go and where you're gonna head. Now sometimes uh, I'm gonna stop right there. Vanessa, you're a yes or no? Was it always a
I-
yes or was it a no?
No, absolutely not. I when I published my first book, my whole thought was, "Oh, this is really cool. I'm going to start a publishing company to publish my books."
Absolutely.
And people would ask me, "Can you help me with my book?" And I felt I don't know enough. I've only published one book. I only published two books. I only published three books. And, I'm going to just blame this on God because it happened in a church. So we're going to just blame it on Him. I went back to my home church in Chicago. Shout out to Redeeming, and went there to speak. I think it was for, I don't know, Mother's Day or something like that. I was one of their speakers, and one of the newer ministers that had joined, Reverend Perkins, you know him, shout out to Reverend
Mhm,
Perkins,
mhm.
he asked me, "Can you help me with my book?" And I was so used to saying no. I don't know what happened, but the word yes came out. And I was just as shocked as, he was like, "Oh, because I've been working on this book for 7 years and all of this and all of that." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I can help you."
Of
By this
course.
time I had three books under my belt. I was like, "Okay, I can say yes." And then I don't know, Julia, if it was, I think it was something you shared, like close after that, about seeing something that talked about saying no to money.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we talked
yeah,
about it, and
yeah.
we were like, "Wait, is that
Mhm,
what we've been doing?
mhm,
Have we been saying no to money?"
mm.
And so I really, when I talk to clients now, one of the things that you have to decide early on: are you going to do this?
Yeah,
Even when people are writing their books, and I ask them, okay, do you have a plan beyond the book? Are you looking for this book to do workshops, online courses, coaching programs? Do you see something beyond the book?
Yeah.
And if your answer is no, I mean, that's a no answer is the wrong answer.
Right.
But understand, if your answer is no, then you can't get mad a couple of steps down the line when the money isn't coming. People aren't buying my book. People are, I published the book. Where are my royalties? It doesn't quite work like that.
No, and no, it doesn't. And when I first started, I was like you. I was like, "Oh, we're just gonna get the book done." But then now, 17, almost 18 years later,
Yeah.
that's not it. Especially with certain types of books. Now, this transfers, even though we're both publishers, from books to publishing to any industry. You've
Yep.
got to decide. I
Yep.
don't care if it's body butters. I don't care if it's clothes. I don't care if it's purses. I don't care you washing cars. I don't care
Yep.
if you serving tacos. I don't
Yep.
care. I don't care what it is. If you doing pedicures and manicures. I don't care
Yep.
if you doing setups and event. You got to say yes or no. You got to start here even before you move further into that. Now I'm set up like unless there's a vast emergency or something happens, my yes is yes. Unless something major happens, my yes is yes. So when I got in, I'm like, Vanessa, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't really know enough. I had 3 books. I don't really know enough. And
Yep.
then the person said the magic word, talking about leaving money on the table. I'm going to pay you. When they said that, I was like, oh, okay, that's a good thing, I guess. And it really wasn't even the dollar amount. It was just I had to learn about the dollar amount later, but it wasn't just the dollar amount then. It was okay, I'm really accountable. Like I was
Right.
born to know that when people pay you, when they ask you, even if they don't pay you, you have a responsibility. So
Mhm.
that's just kind of the way I was made up. So your first question to yourself, and it still can't be just based on wait a minute, I got an empty bank account. Because after so long, if you don't really have a passion for it,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
you'll get burnt out. And you won't do it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and the other thing you have to realize is with this yes, is not just yes to I want to do the business, I have a passion for the business. It's yes to understanding I have a lot to learn and
yeah,
be willing to learn
yeah,
how to do the business.
yes, right,
Now, unlike Julia, Julia is one of the special people, okay? Julia grew up seeing entrepreneurship in action.
yeah,
Most of us are first generation entrepreneurs. We
mhm,
grew up in that area or in that era of get a good job
yep,
and try to stay on that job as long as you can,
yep,
exchanging time for money, and that was it. And so we didn't necessarily understand the whole business thing. And this is a thing that we see it a lot with authors, but also just with regular entrepreneurs that decide they want to do a business. There's so many other things you have to learn,
yeah,
and you have to say yes to I'm willing to learn these things. And
yeah,
I know, Julia, you were going to talk about this. This then rolls into what's my offer going to be? What's
yeah,
my message going to be?
yeah,
Learning how to put all that together and being willing to invest
yeah,
in yourself to learn that,
right.
because this is not the field of dreams. If you
No,
build it, they will not necessarily come.
no,
Just
no,
because you put the book on Amazon don't mean that people gonna buy it. Just
no,
because you package the body butter that all your friends say, "Oh, this smells so good, you need to sell this," does not mean that once you package it, people are going to buy it. you have to, there's a whole thing when it comes to business, okay,
Right, right,
that
right.
you have to learn.
Exactly. And I think even before you get to the this is the hard word, but sacrifice. Sacrifice. The thing
Yeah.
that you're going to have to sacrifice doing
Yeah.
something else
Yeah.
for this thing, these
Yeah.
things. And fortunately, I saw the sacrifice all my life, but everybody else doesn't do that. They don't see the sacrifice, the money sacrifice, your time sacrifice, the body sacrifice. Um, Instead of going on vacation, you take your money to go to a course or to go to a workshop or to invest in a mentor or a coach instead of, I've told this story many times, but when I taught, every ounce of extra time I was writing, I was had a earpiece in listening to a podcast or even a webinar or something so that I could help grow and better myself as well as my business. So even before we get to the offers, we still have to get back to the yes or no, because just as fast as you open, you can close. So then after you say, okay, yeah, I'm all in, you've notified your family, you notified your friends, say, like I did, I love y'all, but I'm headed somewhere. Even my coworkers, I'm like, I got something going on, so I'm not eating with y'all during lunch. I'm eating my lab, and that I only had 20 minutes. So it wasn't like, I was going to be with them away from 'em a long time, because teachers only get 20 minutes for lunch. But after that, you still have to kind of notify your world we're about to embark on something else, on something new. So yeah, I mean, it's those types of things. And I realized he's like, well, where are the tips, baby? These are the ones. I've been in business almost 18. Vanessa, how long?
Ooh, 17. I'm a year behind
17.
you.
Okay. So it'll be 18 for me in February. So, we when we say we've been on this journey together, it's not just that we've lived in the same part of the country and the part of the state of Indiana. We've been on this hustle. We've been on this journey constantly. And when I say sacrifice, when other people were asleep late on Saturday mornings, Vanessa and I were up at 8, 9 o'clock a.m. on Skype. And for at least hour and a
Teams
half, if
meeting.
longer. Yeah, remember that? Skype. Um, Telling, asking questions of each other, doing research, finding it out. And then about 10 or 11, everybody start getting up. Oh, well, okay, Brian's ready for breakfast. Okay, he just came in. All right, he's had a nap. He's getting ready. Then we move on to the next thing. But every opportunity. So I harp on this before we even move on to offers and passions and expertise, is that your yes, it's going to be tested and tried. There are great days when it's high. And I say, Van, let me tell you what kind of day I had. She's like, yay. And then there's some days like, oh, Jesus, am I going to close? Am I going to get another client? Because we haven't even gotten to clients and all that. But the consistency that has to happen, the refining and sharpening and increasing your knowledge and become increasing your expertise. And then that passion, you may have to, as they say, fuel it with your own wood and your own fire. David said in the Bible, I encourage myself. So sometimes you'll have people, everybody needs a Vanessa. Sorry, she's mine. Y'all got to get your own. But you have those
I
people
say the
who
same about Julia. Everybody needs a Julia.
we find, but you some days you'll have to roll yourself out of bed. Get to your own
Mhm.
computer. Get the body butters made up. Make sure that the inventory is replenished. Put your own labels on. Yeah, you're not able to hire nobody to do the labeling, and you can stand around and be cute with a couple of chocolate in your hand. It don't work like that. You're gonna be doing like so many other entrepreneurs. We're gonna be making it up in our kitchen and doing it. So then, how passionate are you then? What how do you love it then? Because this is really the test of your metal, the test of your yes. And then, what are you gonna offer? What are you gonna offer? What are people asking you for? What are
Yep.
people asking you? After that first yes, it was in she had 2 book signings. And Her husband and her were very well known. So people knew me already. Oh yeah, she sings, whatever. Okay. But that day, I went from she sings, yeah, hi, I know Julia, she sings. Yeah, she was at our church not too long ago, just like normal. But that day, I wasn't singing. I didn't sing a note. I was the publisher. No. Well, no. Well, yeah, I guess I was. When she said, "Oh, and this is my publisher," and what am I supposed to say? No, I'm not. I was like, "Oh wow!" And then another request, and then I had to offer it again, and I had to say, "Oh, that wasn't a fake contract." I had to look at it again and get a real one. So therefore, what do we offer? Fortunately for me, it was ask first. But now some things I offer, they're not even asking for it yet. Or I saw it and I think I need to offer it because it goes within my suite of expertise and passions and trends and what's on the horizon.
So, a couple of things, couple of thoughts about offers. Um, One of the things that as you grow in your business, you really have to understand when it comes to offers, what is it that your customer wants? Because when we think of offer, you think about, okay, this is the thing that I do. But in that whole thing of offers is how you present the offer, how you package it, what bonuses do you put with it, how do you make it an irresistible offer, how do you make it an offer that converts. And in order to do that, you really have to be on top of what your audience wants. And this is one of those things that I used to hate. Every digital marketing course I went to, they started with this whole customer avatar thing and researching your customer avatar, who they are and what problem do they have and all of this stuff. And I wanted to get to what I consider the offer, which was, what's the thing? What's the course that I'm offering? What's the package that I'm offering? What is it going to include? Is it going to include, a 6-week course, or is it going to include a book and a workbook? And what will it include? And that is not all that an offer is.
Mm.
It includes how you present it. So, my tip for you this evening is wherever you are in your business, take a step back, and for the thing that you are selling, make sure you have done some customer research. That thing that you're selling, what problem does it solve?
Mhm.
Who has that problem that they're willing to pay for a solution for? Because every problem doesn't rise up to the degree that people are willing to pay for a solution.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so a lot of times we're creating offers, we're answering questions that nobody's asking.
Hmm.
We're putting a solution out there that people don't have the problem. And if they do have the problem, they're not willing to pay for it. So when you have that thing that you're selling, you now then have to work on your messaging. And that messaging is not around you.
Yeah.
It is not around your offer. It is all around your customer, what their problem is, what their concerns are, what their desired state is, and how you're able to articulate that your solution is going to get them there.
Right. And deliver it in a timely manner, deliver it in a way that they can actually receive it. Being different in that the I always say the game came to me. Then I had to do the catch up work as to find out what the people want. The old song, give the people what they want, making sure that you're able to do that. And I find that a lot of authors, a lot of business owners, they put a lot of what who they are and what they want in it. And yeah, you should have boundaries. Yeah, you should have guidelines. And sometimes the client and the customer is a good fit, and sometimes they're not. And sometimes
Absolutely.
they say yes, and sometimes they say no. But at least you should be able to do your due diligence to
Yes.
be able to make sure that you know I can solve this problem. I can
Absolutely.
help you do this.
Yep.
I have done it. I have references. I
Mm-hmm.
have referrals, people who have worked with me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a great experience. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm for everyone, and that doesn't necessarily mean everybody is for everyone. Oh yeah, I can help everybody. When people say that, I'm like, no, you
No.
might be able to point them in the right direction of where they need to go and help them in that way, but helping every single solitary person,
Yep.
there's 9 billion people on the planet. That's a little much. And
Absolutely.
sometimes as publishers, and I know we're talking about more than just books, but from my vantage points, books is everything, right? But as a publisher, you have to decide what you're willing to associate your brand with. So that goes beyond offers. That goes into marketing, promotions, that goes to systems and
Yes.
technology, but that branding is a part of that marketing and promotion. So even when you're doing the offering and putting it out there, you
Mhm.
got to decide. It's like I often say, your name may be on the front of the book, but my logo is still on the back. So do I want to associate with the topic, the message, the brand, or not? And that's
Mhm.
not to say, oh, it's horrible, it's bad. It's not bad. It's just the lane that I'm in, and what
Absolutely.
people, what community. So short story, I had someone, they really trust me, even though I guess they know me because they watched me a while, but they sent me their whole manuscript and said, or maybe it was just a portion, but they sent it to me. I hadn't sent a privacy statement or anything. They just sent it to me. And after I read it, it was very, very cute. It was a children's book. It was great. It was cute. But I knew the places that I go and what I'm attracted to, and the audience, my avatar, who I'm attracted to right at this moment, is
Mhm.
not looking for that children's book. And so if I took it on, it's your level of integrity. You have to decide that. But for me, it would just be, okay, I took your money, here you go, there's your book
Right.
and nothing else. And so I couldn't promise anything. I couldn't necessarily open a door anyway. I was like, it's over there.
Yeah.
They do that over there. What would you take my money for if you couldn't really help me with what I had to offer in the book and the message? So I didn't. I got on the phone. I called somebody else. And I explained to them the type of book it was, and the everything. And they were like, "Ooh, interested, but we're not taking submissions right now." So, that was a different level of company. So but I knew that that would be a good fit for them. And grace be, under God. I was just humbled. They were like, "Oh no." I said, "Do they need an agent? Whatever." They were like, "No, we'll take it on your word." I was like, "Oh, okay. Ooh, yeah, y'all been watching me too." But the major point was that it wasn't that the person wasn't going to pay me. The point was, and it wasn't that I couldn't help them to a certain level, but I couldn't get their message, their book, to the place where they needed to be.
Mhm.
And I knew that that was best for somebody else. And that's a hard pill, and you got to be a big girl about that. You got to be grown up. You got to
But
be,
that's integrity. That's
yeah,
that's
but you got to be big
integrity.
girl, because it's not like I didn't need the money. Hello, I would have loved, but I
But
had to.
it can open so many other doors.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I have a similar story, kind of similar. Uh, when I first started publishing my books, I always said that I did not want to write a book. I didn't want to publish a book that I didn't feel comfortable for my 14-year-old daughter to read. So she was like 14 at the time, and or a teenager. Yeah, I think it was about 14. And I said, okay, if I wouldn't feel comfortable with her reading it, that's not a book that I want to publish. Well, probably the second uh, book that came to me The story was really good. It was inspirational, but it was, as Julia and I joke about, it was spicy.
Yeah.
It's a little spicy, okay? It was like, no, I couldn't. No, I don't think I could give this book to Stephanie and be like, yeah, read this book. Like, mm-mm. And so I, knowing my avatar, knowing, kind of my boundaries or whatever, I knew that I could not publish her book, but I could walk her through the process.
Right.
And so she ended up becoming my first coaching client. And my coaching program has gone way beyond the publishing.
Absolutely.
But had I not done that, had I first said no, because I wasn't going to come down on, what I had said. I was not going to publish a book that I did not feel comfortable with. But thinking about, okay, what are some other ways to help this person? Julia was able to refer, that particular client to somebody else, a referral partner who could be super powerful in helping even Julia in the future for some things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and mine ended up branching off a whole new part of my business.
Yeah.
So it's really important to know, your target audience,
Hmm.
knowing your boundaries. And as we're talking about that, I got to put this little pin in. Okay. So, kind of another little tip is, as business owners, understand that every client is not the right client for you.
Yeah.
Not even talking about you being the right person for them. When you're doing discovery calls, when you're having conversations, and we always think of sales calls and discovery calls as calls for the client to see if they want to work with us. But
Absolutely.
we also are seeing if we want to work with them.
Absolutely.
And listen, if they vex your spirit on a 20-minute phone call, if they giving you, if you're getting off that call going, ooh, I
Ooh.
don't know, you
Uh-huh.
do not want to enter into some type of paid contract with
Mhm.
somebody who just, and I'm not saying they bad,
No.
just, if we go, if the Holy Spirit, if discernment is telling you, if red flags are going up all over the place, listen.
Yeah.
I don't care what the bank
Listen.
account say.
I know.
Listen.
Well, that's what I was gonna say because some people are like, well, I just did this in a pinch. I mean, I needed the money, and ooh, all money's not good money, and all clients are
Absolutely.
not. I mean, and I know that's hard to say, especially when you're starting out and when you're getting going. But I tell you what, having my integrity intact is, oh yeah, I'd love a full bank, but but having my integrity intact helps me to sleep at night. It
That's what I
helps
was
me
gonna
to
say. Yeah.
face people in
Yep.
the morning when I wake up. So, but the other thing too is that even after that, one of the keys, of course, for me has been relationships and making connections in relationships. Now, all of them don't have to be, oh, girl, we're going to hang out. No, we're going to go. No, but some relationships, you just need to be aware who's around you and develop a good network. And relationships are really everything. And you have to be careful that you don't negate and say, oh, I don't need them. They can't help me because you never know who they know. And so that's been a huge one for me and about relationships and connecting the dots and
Yep.
making that happen. Okay, so once you have clients and once you've been in business a little bit and oh, you made a few dollars, that is so great. It's time to go back to investing. Now, one of the things that I often have to remind authors is that, we love um that immediate gratification of selling books, right? That your credit card, here's my phone with the Cash App, here's my phone for Venmo, ooh, there's my phone for Zelle. Oh, here's the cash, and here's your change, and here's your book. Yes, and I'm going to sign it, and yes, I'm going to put it in a bag. Ooh, we love that. Brian Royston loves that part too. But after you have the profits, you need to always take a portion, one for tithes or investment, whatever giving you do, and then of course investing back into your business. And not only just investing for the inventory, you need to invest to improve your business. There has to be something that you say, oh, okay, I need something different. So, prime example, I do those 6 foot, 7 foot retractable banners, right? I invested in those, have those. They've lasted a long time. Some of them get a little raggedy, but they invested a long time. But my bags broke, the handles broke, and they, all the places we go, and if I put them on a plane, whew, they're abusive. So, therefore, I looked up and found a hard case, like your hard luggage. I found one that fits. Hey, it wasn't that bad. It was like $130. That wasn't that bad. But that was an investment that I said, okay, when I have the budget, I have sold some things that I'm going to invest because it's going to make my life easier. It's going to protect the case. It's going to protect the retractable banner,
Inventory.
yeah, inventory, all that, and I can put back, So therefore, a portion of it, that's just business. That's a part of doing business. You can't eat up all your seed. The farmer calls
Yes.
it that. You can't eat up
Yes.
all your seed. So much of it. Joseph said we got to have a portion we're gonna stock, portion
Mhm.
to plant. It's all biblical. I mean, I don't know where your faith is, but it's all biblical as well. And it's a
Yes.
part of doing business that so much of it has to be sown, some of it has to be invested back and forth. Okay, so let's switch gears. All right, we got our inventory flowing. Now it's time to switch gears to where Miss Collins takes it to a whole nother level.
Are
Now,
we talking about
we're talking about
systems?
technology. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Gotta
hold
have
on.
your
I'm gonna put her thing back
systems.
up again. Vanessa Collins LLC.
Systems. Gotta have your
Help with
systems in
Jan.
place.
Helpwithjan.com. Okay.
You know, I
System.
I hear so many people uh, talk about the fact that they struggle with technology and they struggle with systems. Well, let me share this nugget with you. Your money is on the other side of those systems and that technology. And I want to challenge you, especially my audience who happen to typically be women over 50 that have been in the job space, you've been in corporate America and all of that. You learned every system that they threw at you at work. You if you started working in your 20s and you're 50 now, you started working when some of these places didn't even have computers. Okay, some of these places didn't even have systems. Does anybody remember the when the office mail used to be this envelope, this long envelope, and you wrote the person's name that the mail
Oh
was going
yeah.
to go
Interoffice
to.
envelopes. Come on
Yes, and you
through.
put it in the box, and there was a mail person that came around and
Uh-huh.
grabbed the envelopes, and then
Uh-huh.
they dropped off your envelope, and your envelope had like five other people who had used that same
Just
envelope,
scratch them out
and
and
they
put the next
scratched them
person.
out.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So if you remember those envelopes, then you were around before email. You were
Mhm.
around before systems. And when it came to your job, you learned those systems. You did not tell your boss, well, listen, y'all gonna just have to pay me, but I'm not gonna learn these systems.
That's right.
And
Oh
you
Lord,
didn't
no.
tell your job, you know what, these systems are getting on my nerves. I'm quitting my job. If
Yeah.
you don't bring back these envelopes, instead of me trying to figure out how to email in the intranet, remember
Oh,
before
I
the
remember that. Yeah.
internet,
We couldn't go out in the world. We
right,
had to
right,
just
before
be
you could go out
inside.
in the world, you had that
Woo.
inside intranet.
Yes, you did.
If you didn't quit your job because of that technology and you showed up for them, I need you to show up for you. I need you to show up for your business. I need you to take the time, invest the time to learn how to use technology in your business. This is the only way you're going to grow.
Yeah.
This is how you're going to grow. You have to list build. You have to have an email list. You have to be able to um, engage with that list. Social media is great.
Yeah.
Likes and comments, all of that is great. But
Yeah.
this is Mark's playground if you
Yeah.
have Facebook.
Yeah.
If you on LinkedIn, that's somebody else's playground.
Yeah.
If you know all
On
the different
YouTube,
topics,
that's somebody else's house too.
that's somebody else's playground. And when they are ready, and sometimes when the playground gets shut down,
Periscope,
somebody hacks your part of the playground,
MySpace.
yeah, yeah, and you can't get into it, you've lost all your contacts.
Yeah.
You own your email list. So you got to get your email list straight. You have to get automation straight so that when someone reaches out to you, when someone gets your lead magnet, when someone gets on your calendar, they get those automatic reminders. You have to have a place where you can sell your stuff online. If 2020 didn't do
My
anything,
Lord, my Lord, my
it
Lord.
showed us that you have to have an online presence.
Yeah, you do.
So decide that for the rest of this year, you're going to take some time to learn technology. And the one I'm going to drop on you is, and this is kind of a little preview for what we will be talking about at the Indiana Black Expo Business Showcase, is you got to get on top of this AI.
Oh my.
You got to get on top of this AI. You absolutely do. You got to learn how to use it. And ChatGPT is more than just something to write emails and give you so cute little social media posts. You can have a whole team of AI agents doing stuff that you need done so that you can do other things in your business.
Right.
But you have to learn how to use it. I heard a quote, Julia, this weekend, where this guy said, it's not that AI is going to take your job. It's someone who knows how to use AI that's going to take your job.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
just, I mean, we've been here,
Yeah.
okay? We remember when computers first started.
Oh
We
my.
remember when all this, when you think about the technology that's happened and the companies that did not pay attention to it
Yeah.
and got left,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Don't get left. Don't get
Don't get
left.
left. Yeah.
learn how to use learn how to use AI. Just like if you could go back and tell somebody from the 70s or the 80s, you would tell them if they were like, I don't know about this personal computer thing. I don't know what that man Bill Gates talking about. He wants no,
No.
what's it? Bill Gates had said he wanted to see a computer in every household.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't think, this just a fad. Why don't you go back and tell that person now, baby, you better learn how to use a computer.
You sure better. You
Well,
sure
let me
better.
tell you now, you better learn how to use AI.
Exactly. And there's paid services to do it. I know Vanessa has trainings and the whole nine yards for it. But there's the neighborhood, just look around. I think a lot of
YouTube is
times,
amazing.
isn't it?
Listen, there is information is not an issue.
No.
because there's information all over the place.
Absolutely.
It's your mindset. You have to decide that this is something that's important, and then you got to do it. Go back to the yes or
Yes
no.
and no.
A-
It's
a-
all there. Yes.
Am I going all in, or
Uh,
am I going to just sit on the sidelines
that's
and
it.
just
That's it. That's
and
it.
let this car pass by?
Exactly. And a lot of it has to do with back to sacrifice, back to what you're willing to do. And I'm not talking about anything illegal or immoral. I'm talking about some people like, well, I'd rather hang out and sit on this couch and watch movies all day. When part of that time, yeah, I'm all for entertainment. I don't do it so well, but anyway, relaxation I don't do that well either. But there should be a portion of your time for professional development. There should be a time that you are reading an article about something. There
Yeah,
should be a time if you got a book and you haven't posted within the last 3 months, shame on you.
yeah,
If you have a
absolutely,
business and we don't know you have it, how am I supposed to know? I know
absolutely,
that a lot of people fight the fear thing. I'm not really into promoting myself. I said, well, okay, so let's not worry about promoting yourself. Let's promote what you have to offer. Because if you don't tell anybody, they're not going to know. And somebody, well, it's on
absolutely.
Amazon. Okay, so the person I was talking to, they were like, oh, my website, I only put it in the description on the book description on Amazon. I said, you didn't put it in your bio on social media? You don't have it. It's never a branding item on anything you post. And you post a lot about a lot of other people. Don't post a lot about what you doing. You should at least there should be a balance. Yeah, I post a lot about what my clients do too as well. But every week you're gonna see something what Julianne's doing. You're gonna know what I'm doing. So that marketing and promotion piece, that's gotta be a part of your systems too. Of letting people
Absolutely.
know what you have to offer, who you are, where you've been, and what you've done, referrals, maybe testimonials, maybe
Yep,
and what's coming next and what's up there. And speaking of coming next, we got plenty of workshops and plenty of things coming up next. But you and your business have something coming up next. Oh
yep,
no, you didn't. You didn't think you did, but I'm helping you. I'm over here, bobbing my head. Yes, you do. And if you don't, I'm going to help you figure it out. Let's have a
absolutely,
conversation, and I'll help you figure out what's next. That's part of my job is to help you get clarity, so that you
absolutely,
can not leave money on the table, so
absolutely.
that you can stop. I won't say broke, but I'll say crying financial deficiency.
Yep.
We'll go there, politically correct.
And
But
you owe it. You owe it to the people you've been called to serve. When you let people know what you have, it's not a thing of, oh, you're just bragging and all of that. I want you to think about this. If you had a headache and you went into the drugstore and they hid all the aspirin, how would you feel? You walk in there, you got a headache, you trying to, get some help, and you ask the clerk, where are the aspirins? And they're like, well, we don't really want to brag about the fact that we have aspirin. We don't really, we don't really want to put that out there because, people may be thinking that we just trying to, you
yeah,
know, be a doctor. We're not trying to say we doctors and nothing. And you like, can you just show me where the Tylenol is?
that's
Okay.
all. That's all we want to know.
You got something that can help me. So when you are putting your offers out there, you are helping people
Yeah,
because you solve a problem.
yeah,
And don't worry, here's another tip. Because so many people worry about, well, I don't, what are other people going to say, and I don't want it to seem like I'm just selling stuff and I'm just out here. This is your business.
right.
Okay. The people who are not interested in your offer, they're going to pass by it. You do not have to worry about those people. Those people are not going to be like, oh my gosh, Julia is posting again about what she has. Oh, I'm clutching my pearls. And oh, what am I going to do?
I
They
know.
going to just pass by and go to the next thing.
Yeah,
But the
yeah,
person that needs her if she doesn't put it out there,
Right.
they're not going to be able to get it.
Right. Okay, so we have a question about AI. You're trying out an AI book covering using my picture. Okay, it's your picture. What are Amazon's rules concerning this?
You just have to let them know. You have to check the little box when
Yeah,
you upload to KDP and let
yeah.
them know
Which
that
one did
the
you use? Did you use
cover image or
ChatGPT?
whatever
Yeah,
was used.
Gemini, whichever you use,
Yep,
Copilot. Who did you
yep.
use?
At
And
this
what you know.
point,
Yeah,
Amazon is saying that it is just using this to get information.
yeah.
Now, I have not seen, and Julia may know more about this than me, but I have not seen um, any type of tagging or anything that shows that a particular book has AI elements in it.
Not
So,
yet, not yet.
right. So they're
They
not
haven't done
dinging you for it or
it.
anything. They just want to know the
And
information.
I think you'll be dinged if they find out later. But they have I think, a scanning process where they can tell. So therefore, it's best to just be upfront and
Yeah,
tell it.
just be
Now,
upfront.
Barnes and Noble Press, they have a two-step. They don't want to necessarily know the system as much as they want to know, is it AI assisted or AI created from scratch. So
Mhm.
did you have your own picture and you ran it through an AI service to change it or tweak it, but that image was yours? Then they want to know, it was, did
Yeah,
AI make it softer, change the style,
right.
or did AI create it from scratch? That's all
Yeah,
Barnes and Noble Press wants. And I don't even think Ingram is even asking yet. And Drafted
yeah,
Digital, I don't think they asking yet either. It's just
yeah,
primarily what's the service did you use.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, since it's using your own picture, but you still, if you're running it through one of the AI systems, you really need to say, yeah,
yeah,
it has minimal adjustments. The lowest adjustment it has,
yeah.
I send it through Copilot or I send it through chat. Okay. Yeah,
Good
you're
question.
right. Those are not our people. If they're okay with, but there's so many people out there and so many ways to share the power of social media. You're welcome, Erica. There's such the power of social media is so great that you should at least try it. I know some people like, I'm not really out on that social media thing. And I said, well, right now it's free. If you want to boost and add more money to it, you can. But right now,
Mhm.
it's free. So I would utilize as much as I can and pick one. Just start, pick one.
Yeah,
Facebook, if you want to start there, pick one.
yeah.
And then move on from there. All right. Any other questions before I move on? Because I'm me and Vanessa, we can talk a while, but we're not gonna, as they say, we're not gonna bend your ear a whole all night. But I really want to encourage you to first off, reach out to us, talkwithvan.com, have a conversation. If something or a lot of what she said, um, connects with you and you need that conversation, do that. Talkwithroyston.com is my calendar too as well. We have the IBE Business Showcase coming up. So if I've traveled for 50 to 100 miles. So if you're within that radius, that's down to E-Town and Radcliffe and all of that area in Kentucky, as they going over to Lexington and come on over to Corydon and all that over there, come on down Clarksville. Go to blackexpojeff.org /business showcase. And then I have a all types of courses that are coming up. Be sure and reach out for that. Go to roystonclasses.com, see if something interests you and something that you need. August 19th, Canva, and there's many, many, many more. And I'm a lot of different places. Vanessa, what you got coming up?
Well, we have our Black Friday challenge starting Monday. But for the fourth quarter, kind of August throughout the rest of the year, so kind of before fourth quarter, we're really going to be focusing on the systems. So if you need help with your system, if you're using a high level, that's what we use. If you have a high level system and you need help with it, if you don't have a system and you need more information about that, that is what our focus is going to be on for the next 4.5 months, 5 months, 4.5 months, is getting our systems ready. Because guess
Absolutely.
what, guys? We are, as of Monday, we will be 16 weeks away from Black Friday, which means after Black Friday, you got what, about 4, 5 weeks left before
To
the
the
end of the
year.
year?
Oh, see, you just made me just like, wow. Okay.
So
No
now
messing on
is
me,
the
girl.
time. Now is the time for you to start thinking about, what are you offering for Black Friday? What are those Christmas offers, those holiday offers going to be? What do you want to hit the ground running with in 2026? You can't wait to November and December to decide, I'm going to do this coaching program in 2026. You need to start now.
Yeah, absolutely. And y'all know my thing is I've already started, as they say, petitioning the Lord, looking at my systems, revamping some things. I gotta do some website stuff and all that good stuff. But this is when y'all get back in school, then it's time for me to really work on that. So I'll be able to hit the ground running in new areas and new ideas in 2026 and not still trying to limp along with some even more things. See if I have any more questions. I only want to be able to include workshops too. How do I do it? Let's have a conversation, Kay. Um, to establish workshops, etc. One of the biggest things we need to look at everything, like your whole life, and see where you are everywhere to determine what that actually looks like, and so that you move forward in a succinct, um, clear way.
Yep.
And I know, that there's always like, I want to do this and I want to do this. Let's get it in a succinct, clear way so that we can move forward, um, with clarity and with what we can do and what we can focus on so we can have some successful deliverables. And then after that, your passion, we're going to put all the energy with it. But it has to be moving in a clear system and in a clear way so that we can make that happen. And there's all kinds of ways to start. And then there's ways to advance to the next level. I promise you, when I started, it was a piece of paper and a pen. Now, of course, that was in 2007, 2006. When I first published my first book, I had 900 people already on an email list. That was just from singing. So when I travel places, my new single coming out, here you go. And that was my list I started with. And when I moved to books, I said, okay, I'm gonna be publishing more books. I'll still be singing some places. And they were like, we don't care where you going, girl. We ain't getting off that list. I probably still have some of my original people from 2006, 2007, because it was not a matter of I want to buy. Sometimes it's just keeping up with me and being my support team. So let's have a conversation, talkwithroyston.com or talkwithvan.com, and let's get moving so that we can get your dreams started and everything jump started. You're welcome. You're welcome. How successful are virtual book talks? It just all depends. And a lot of that, in my estimation, has to do a lot with your systems. Because after the book talk, where you send them? Where they gonna go? What happens next?
And
You have,
also traffic.
yeah, traffic.
Here's the other thing that business owners have to understand. You can get all the traffic you want as long as you're willing to pay for it. You have to learn how to get traffic. So when it comes to Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, you have to understand that paid traffic model. Otherwise, you'll get the people, you post something on social media, maybe 1 to 3% of your followers will see what you post. If you want to get it in front of some people, you got to put some money behind it.
Yeah. Or get in person or go to an event and get in front of some people and have it available. And then that gets into um, being able to almost stop people in the tracks with your cover, with your personality, with, and my event game is pretty tight. I'm out there in the streets, and between that and you're back to your yes or no, and you're back to your offer, what you have to offer. And so virtual book talks usually are, you know, for exposure. People see it. There are some people who do sell online, but it just all depends on the traffic. Did they pay for it? Have they cultivated the audience? Do they work the email list?
Yeah.
This all depends. For me, it's been primarily eyes on it, and that's great. But when I want to move stuff, I'm in the street. I'm at a festival. I'm at a conference. I'm looking at. I'm going back to the beginning. It's a revolving system and cycle. It never stops. You're always going to have to remember your audience, your avatar.
Mhm.
Always. One thing we didn't talk about, but close to it. But one thing is your why. Why are you out there? You're going to have to. That's going to be your fire and your fuel to keep your passion going. Is your why and your who you called to serve, who you wanting to serve, and then you got to be willing to give them. You say, "I'll come to serve you," but are you serving up what they want? Are
Oh.
you serving up what they're willing to buy? So yeah,
The other
break
thing,
it in.
real quick, can I say this thing real quick on the virtual stuff?
Uh huh.
You have to be willing to show up in terms of your content. Now, Julia, she does a bunch of stuff in person. You know, she's out there in the streets, in the real streets. I don't get out there in the streets a lot, so
I
I'm
move
in the
out there sometimes, but not much.
right. I'm in the virtual streets.
Yeah.
And in order to have things in that virtual world, you have to show up consistently and not just when you're offering something.
Yeah.
And this is something I struggle with. This is something a lot of my um, clients struggle with. I don't struggle as much, but I have a high bar. So I'm always kind of pushing, and that is being consistent with your content,
Mhm.
not just your, buy my stuff, come to my virtual book launch content, but the content where you're sharing tips, where you're sharing ideas, where you are showing up, where you are shaking hands and kissing babies,
That's it.
all of that. We have to get back to that.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day when Periscope was hot, we would be out there. And
Yeah.
then, I'll say for me, I kind of slowed down a little bit. Now we got to get back out there.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to teach more, tips more, webinar style more. Even if we don't, we should always have something to offer. Even if it is, let's have a conversation. That's my phrase. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Or if I have a class, or even if I have, but even beyond that, okay, so my class window is from summer to fall. And then I'll start back up toward the end of the, but even when I don't have a class that's coming up, if somebody asks, I'm gonna make one up. Hello. I may not have it. Oh, I've been posting this for 2 months, but if somebody asks, here's the link. Let's go. You've got to, the consistency really has to be there. And I know people like, okay, now I got a class, let's go. No. And they'll look at you like, she's just trying to sell something.
Right.
Okay. And then they'll sit there. Honey, the streets are internet streets, they'll leave you hungry. I mean, they will leave you outside if you're not on a consistent basis. So, any other questions before we go? This is always a pleasure being with my girl, being my friend, my buddy. Because we've been out here. We have been out here learning, trying. Oop, the button didn't work. Oop, the link didn't go. Oh, man, click this, see this. What's wrong with it? Why did it work? Oh my God. 17 years, almost 18 years doing this. And so I want everybody to win. I want everybody to be successful. I can't do it for you. I can teach you how, I can show you how.
Hmm.
We can walk, I can do some things for you, but a lot of it you have to do because today, that I wish somebody would do it for me. But today the consumer is so wise, they want to meet the person behind the product. That's the reason why you see so many celebrity people promoting products, and we actually see them washing their face with it. We actually see them putting on the makeup and everything because people want to it's different than today. It used to be, oh, that's a successful person. I just believe it. No, not today. The young folks today, they're not going for it. So you ready to jump in? You ready to get it going? You ready to be there? Let's go. We've got workshops, we got everything. Reach out. Let's make it happen. So one of the things that, well, last thing, one of the major things that I always love about going live like this is that I really try to negate the nobody will help me. Nobody ever, they're not here for me and all that. No, they're out there, but you still have to do your part. So it's a win-win. One more, one more. Thank you so much. Good night, Karen. Have a great night. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Kay. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. All right. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. Thank you so much for being with us. My good friend Vanessa Collins, reach out,
Thank you.
vanessacollinsllc.com. And if you're in the area, meet us on August 23rd. If you're in
Yes.
the area, schedule a conversation, or even if you're around the world, schedule a conversation, talkwithvan.com, royston.com, talkwithroyston.com. I'm sleepy. Uh, all of my other websites are juliakroyston.com. And let's make it happen. Let's make it go. Blessings to you all. Peace to you all. I pray that God give you a vision that is much larger than you are, that you go beyond your wildest dreams. But it's going to take you, and it's going to take drive, and it's going to take learning and lessons. I'm not going to say mistakes, but lessons that we learn. We get back up, brush our knees off, and bootstrap it up. And let's make it happen. Let's go. So you all be blessed. Until next time, I'm Dr. Julia Royston. Be blessed. Have a great day.